Good evening, we have some breaking news tonight. Google is posting the same job ad for the third time in a row. The tech giant is looking for a communication manager for Australia and New Zealand, but apparently it was unable to pick the right candidate. Channel 5 News has learned that the story has stirred huge controversy within the company, as a candidate has submitted his application every time. Still, Google somehow missed to hire him. Meet the guy who is steering the latest controversy at Google. The tech giant is unable to find their communication manager for Australia for more than a year, while Csaba Faix has submitted his candidacy twice. The case looks strange, as he's got a solid background in communication with more than 10 years of experience. He was a broadcast journalist for 9 years, covering national and international current affairs stories, like the Arab Spring and the US election. He was even reporting from Google's headquarters in Mountain View, California. Ironically, this was his last but one report, as a few weeks later he quit journalism and joined another global tech company, Prezi.
In images, text, videos, and see the relations, develop a story.
Csaba has been with the company for more than 3 years, and he is responsible for the EMEA region and Australia.
He was also personally responsible for all PR efforts for several key international launches. One example accomplishment here was during our Australian launch, which was a difficult launch to say the least, because at the time we already had Australian users and we did not have a language localization to build a compelling PR narrative from.
I'm going to do some stage managing here.
He was working on a lot of projects, including the communication of Prezi's last investment round.
We are announcing that we've raised $57 million.
In addition to his global role, he is responsible for Australia, where he is running PR, and he was leading Prezi's Android beta launch.
I can safely say that we've never had a more passionate and dedicated client. No matter what time of day it is, no matter where in the world he is, or no matter where in the world we are, Csaba has been there to support us, to help us do great work, and to, most importantly, help Prezi communicate what it's doing to more and more Australians and help them share their ideas and communicate more effectively within their companies and their communities.
Tell us about Prezi. What does it do and how does it work?
With Sling and Stone, Csaba led a press tour through Australia with Mr. Banks, giving dozens of interviews, including a live appearance on Bloomberg. At Prezi, Csaba was working closely with Google through the initiative of We Are Open, which promotes openness at the workplaces. With his lead, Prezi came second on a poll by Forbes, searching for Hungary's coolest brand. He put the co-founders of the company to the cover of literally all major magazines, including the Forbes. Csaba said he feels his experience of broadcast journalism and communication makes him a good candidate.
We all know how much the media has changed. We have to communicate differently. I think my experience in broadcast journalism and corporate communications makes me a unique candidate, even that I'm from Hungary. So I decided to keep on submitting my application.
Laszlo Bock, Senior VP of People Operations at Google, happens to agree with him.
What we believe is you're much better off hiring somebody who can learn than somebody who necessarily actually knows what they're doing. Because if you learn, you can figure it out. If you know what you're doing, you often can't acquire skills that are new quite as easily, and you end up sort of reinventing the same thing again and again.
If I were Google, I would hire this guy. Thanks for watching us. If you have any comment or question, please feel free to get in touch with us.